Coming up, Ole Miss announces when campus gatherings may restart. We have the updates. The latest on that and more next. Good afternoon and thank you for tuning in to Newswatch Ole Miss. I'm Grayson Wolf. You may be disappointed with the start of the semester if you were expecting more relaxed COVID-19 guidelines. And here is one of the biggest disappointments. All campus gatherings have been postponed until February 19th. University officials will be monitoring case levels for the first few weeks before social gatherings can take place. As of today, there are roughly 26 confirmed cases campus-wide. Isolation and quarantine bed availabilities are nearing 100%. Many statewide have been left frustrated over COVID-19 vaccine shortages. A new shipment of vaccines has arrived, and the mission to get Mississippi vaccinated is moving along. The new dosages are directed towards communities with geographic and racial disparities, according to the Mississippi Department of Health. Now, there have been roughly 152,000 Mississippians who have received the vaccine. Roughly 3,400 of those are Lafayette County residents. The university is set to continue asymptomatic COVID-19 testing for faculty, staff, and students. There are some differences this semester. To sign up to be tested, text 2020 to the number 833-992-3009 or scan the QR code in the university's latest COVID-19 update email. Testing will still be in the Ford Center parking lot, but at designated times. Testing today is from 1 to 4 p.m. Testing will be available from 1 to 5 p.m. on Mondays and Tuesdays and 8:30 a.m. to 12 noon on Wednesdays beginning next week. You can be tested at any time the site is open. Just show your confirmation code. On the rise, the Lafayette County Metro Narcotics Unit has reported in a press release the number of overdoses countywide is higher than this time last year. There have been 4 reported overdoses, 3 of which resulted in death as of January 13th. Commander of the unit, Alex Falver, reports the overdoses are linked to pills being pressed with fentanyl. Any students struggling with substance abuse should call the William McGee Center at 662-915-6543. Lafayette County supervisors have voted to install a memorial for lynching victims. The memorial will come in the form of a metal sign. It specifically remembers 7 black men lynched by mobs between 1885 and 1935. The sign will go outside the county courthouse, where the Confederate soldier statue has been since 1907. Calls for that statue to be removed have echoed for years, but as of now, there are no plans for its removal. It's been a rainy couple of days in Oxford, but will this wet chill remain? That once we return.
Expect clear skies tonight and tomorrow, but Sunday may be a different story. Stay tuned to find out why.
Anytime they're playing music downstairs, it's loud. I go downstairs, see what they doing, see what music they doing, see what they dancing to. I go play piano downstairs, they come get involved. Leah has a drum set beside it, banging that. Any music, that's what they do.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hello and welcome back, Rebels. I'm Kelly Weatherton here with this weekend's weather outlook. Taking a look at our current temperatures for Northeast Mississippi, we see that we have a high of 49 at South Haven, 53 in Oxford, 51 at Holly Springs, 52 in Corinth, and 56 at Tupelo. Now let's move on to tonight's weather forecast. We can expect a high of 53 degrees, clear skies, winds coming from the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and a 2% chance of rain. Moving on to tomorrow's forecast, we'll see a high of 54 degrees, partly cloudy skies, winds coming from the east at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and again, a 2% chance of rain. Now, taking a closer look at this weekend, we'll see steady showers on Sunday with likely thunderstorms in the evening, highs in the 60s and lows in the 40s. And that is it. Have a wonderful weekend, Rebels. See you next week.
The Rebel baseball team is looking to recapture the momentum that it lost with the abrupt end to the 2020 season. Find out more about the schedule and how you can watch the games up next on Sports.
Who's most at risk for coronavirus? People over 65, people with underlying medical conditions like heart disease, chronic lung disease, asthma, diabetes, people undergoing cancer treatment, and people with weakened immune systems. What should you do if you or a loved one is at higher risk? Avoid close contact with people, avoid crowds, stay home if you can, wash your hands frequently. Learn more ways to protect yourself and others at coronavirus.gov.
Ole Miss athletics kicked off the semester with a stretch of announcements about the highly anticipated 2021 Rebel baseball season. Coach Bianco's fifth-ranked squad was on a 16-game winning streak when last year's season was canceled. They now have a chance to pick up where they left off, starting at the State Farm College Baseball Showdown in Arlington, Texas on February 19th. Then it's back to Swayze for the home opener against Arkansas State on the 23rd, followed by a stretch of home games before heading to Louisiana Tech the weekend of March 13th. And finally, conference play starts when Auburn comes to town on the 19th through the 21st. Ole Miss plans on playing a full schedule this year, but capacity at Swayze will be limited to 25%. Season ticket holders will have their choice of 2 half-season options, and lawn chairs will be placed in groups of 2 and 4 in right and left field, and some general admissions tickets will be available. There will be designated seating areas throughout the stadium, and fans will be required to wear masks unless eating or drinking. Now tossing it over to the court, the Rebel men's basketball team has a winning record again after taking down Mississippi State 64-46 in Starkville earlier this week. Coach Davis and his crew are now 7-6 on the season, but just 2-4 in conference play. Once again, it was the defense getting it done for the Rebs, holding the Bulldogs to just 35% from the floor and forcing 12 turnovers. Schuler had the hot hand again, dropping 22 for his 5th 20-point game of the season. The Rebs' next test is against Texas A&M on Saturday at 2:30. Serving it over to the tennis court, the Lady Rebs are competing in the ITA kickoff this weekend in Chapel Hill. They face off against Old Dominion today. With a win in that match, they will move on to face the winner of Notre Dame and top-ranked North Carolina on Saturday. With a loss, they will play the loser of that match. This is the team's second competition of the season after going 6-6 in singles and 3-3 in doubles at the Bulldog kickoff in Starkville last weekend. Keeping it on the tennis court, the 17th-ranked Rebel men's squad is looking to bounce back from a season-opening 4-3 loss to number 11 Texas A&M. As a part of ITA kickoff weekend, Ole Miss takes on the undefeated and 13th-ranked Tennessee Volunteers in Raleigh, North Carolina. Following that up, they will play either the winner or loser of a matchup between Alabama and 8th-ranked NC State. That match will take place on Saturday. And finally, Coach Kiffin's staff added a new member this week, as Coleman Hutzler is taking over as the special teams coordinator for the Rebs. He spent last season as the linebackers coach and co-defensive coordinator at Texas, but he has previously spent time as a special teams coordinator for Florida, New Mexico, Boston College, and South Carolina. Hutzler will immediately have some work to do as punter Mac Brown and place kicker Luke Logan both just finished their final season in a Rebel uniform. That's all I've got for sports. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram for the latest sports updates. Grayson, back to you.
Many events were postponed and canceled due to COVID-19, but there are hopes to see some of these return as the vaccine rolls out. That after we return.
I am what hunger looks like in America. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger.
If you had hopes of celebrating Double Decker in April after its cancellation last year, you may still have to wait. Whether or not the city of Oxford will host the festival this spring is not certain. Visit Oxford is working with state and local leaders to decide if it is going to be safe to have the town-wide event. There will be updates on a final decision next month. And you know what I say about Double Decker? Double the decker, double the fun. That's all we have for today. Thank you for tuning in to Newswatch Ole Miss. You can always catch our show on Facebook livestream, hottytoddy.com, and the local campus channel. Make sure to also follow us on social media. I'm Grayson Wolf. Thank you and have a wonderful weekend.